So Ranjana's ending was changed using AI, and a lot of things are happening behind it. Even Dhanush has posted a letter saying he condemns it. AI cannot be used like that, and a lot of things are going on. It's the since it was announced, the director has come out and he said, it's not happening with his permission or anything. But I don't think his permission is needed because producers own the film, and there's a lot of discussion around this. And I think we have to, go step by step. A film, I feel, is owned by the producer because they have put on their money and put the risk on it, and everyone else on the film is paid and they have a contract signed, so they get their money. The film does or doesn't do anything or does a lot of money, it's on the producer. He's taking that risk, he or she is taking the risk, so if they own the right to the film, and if they are choosing to use AI and try to do something different and experiment, I am not against it. Like, they should take, people into consideration, the actor and the actors, and talk about it and all of that. They could have discussed it. That's my personal view. But legally, they can do whatever they want. And I honestly don't really mind that, because the experiment they're doing, it's not just for them, it's a tectonic shift in the landscape of cinema, and that has kind of scared out of people. You cannot use AI, in films, and that a long, thing that happened in Hollywood also. The strikes happened, the way AI was being used, and the different unions said, certain rules were put in place which are good for, people having their job. But AI will, take some jobs away, which I feel were reducting. AI can never take away creativity. If you think that, having a film with different endings using AI and that's gonna be the future, you don't need writers. No, that's never gonna happen. You have to understand AI studies what has already happened and recreates things. Maybe it can, recreate a great script, which is again, it's like of, used old scripts and old stories, and it has rehashed them. But that's what even, humans do. But it's a creativity, it's a, lack of perfection that actually makes great cinema, and that's, you can see throughout in the world. AI is what basically, it creates a formula. This is what works and creates something. And we see whenever we get into a formula in cinema, it may have started with something, then few films use the same thing and maybe make money, but then it dies down. It never works out. So I don't think there's a threat of AI taking over creativity and writers and this and that. But it's an interesting, experiment. Like, how I envision is, what AI is doing is kind of giving a level playing field, that anyone with help of AI can, tell a story if they want. That, like, you don't need a big expensive cameras and crew and this and that. Like, even a person sitting in a room can use AI to tell a story. That's a great thing. But if you think it will replace the big blockbusters or the, amazing cinema we see, no, no, that's never gonna happen. Like, consider someone uses AI and change the ending of Game of Thrones, or everyone could have their own ending to a story they enjoy. Like, it just opens the possibilities for that. But that doesn't make it a great piece of art, right? A sad ending, it hits hard, it has an impact, and that's why we remember it for a long time. And it's not going anywhere. The people with talent, the people with creativity, their right execution, they will keep rising and, make their name. No technology, no computer, no AI is gonna take over them. Now, in case of Ranjana, now the team behind it, Eros, they have definitely, become the place where no one would want to work with, the way they dealt with the situation. Like, did they need to take permission? No. But you work in an industry where it's all about collaboration, and you just ruined your connections and, your relationships with people who you need to make films in the future. Of course, people who need work will come and, work with them. But established people, no, they are not gonna come. And maybe from now on, people will have in their contracts that AI cannot be used in certain ways. Again, that depends on the power you hold. See, whenever this AI debate comes, right, like, I always go to the place when cameras were invented. People said painting and art is gone, it's over. What a camera is, a machine taking picture. It will make painting and art obsolete. But no, that didn't happen. Like, whenever there's a technology advancement, there's a lot of fear. And that's very understandable. But you always need to know, the world keeps progressing and we had to keep up, and things will change. That's the only constant, but the basics will always stay the same. These are just new tools to enhance your creativity, not replace it. Am I right? Am I wrong? Let me know your thoughts. I would like to discuss in the comments below, and I will see you next time.